The Senate chamber on Coruscant was 3,000 feet tall. The light was golden. The air smelled of recycled wind and polished marble. The seats climbed in 500 rings up into the green glass ceiling, and in those rings sat the representatives of 1,000 worlds. They had once believed in something called the Republic. They no longer believed in it, but they had not yet been allowed to admit it. Above them, behind a black curtain, Chancellor Palpatine watched. He had yellow eyes. He had patience. He had a war he had started to win. Below him, in the central pod, Senator Padmé Amidala of Naboo spoke. She was 26 years old. She had been a queen before she was a senator. She had stopped an invasion. She had watched the Jedi she loved fall one by one. She had learned twice, once on Geonosis, once in her own bed, that the people in power were not the people she could trust. But tonight, she had a question only one man could answer. She left the Senate chamber as the vote ended. She walked through marble corridors with her handmaidens behind her. She opened a small private door, and there, sitting by a kettle of Naboo tea, was Obi-Wan Kenobi. "Senator," he said, standing. "Master Kenobi." He poured her tea. She did not drink it. "I need you to hear something," she said, "and I need you to swear to me, on the Jedi, on the Force, on the life of every child in this galaxy, that you will not speak of it until the time is right." Obi-Wan studied her face. He had seen that face before, at her wedding, when she had held Anakin's hand and sworn things she had no business swearing. He had seen that face once on Geonosis, when she had walked into the arena with a blaster in her hand. He had never seen it this dark. "I swear," he said. Padme took a breath that went all the way to her belly. "I am with child." Obi-Wan's cup stopped halfway to his lips. He set it down. He did not ask whose. He did not need to. There was only one man Padme would risk everything for. A man she had watched fall into broken pieces over the last 3 months. A man who had nightmares and paced the floor and cried in the dark when she put her hand on his shoulder. "Anakin's," Obi-Wan said. "Yes." "How far?" 5 months, Master Kenobi. The twins are alive. The Force is strong in them. I can feel them, even now, turning against each other, kicking like small fighters. They have the blood of 2 worlds in them, and the blood of a son of the Force. She paused. Her voice fell. "Anakin cannot know." Obi-Wan frowned. "He is the father." "Anakin cannot know," she said again, "because if he knows, he will go to Palpatine. He will beg Palpatine to save them. He will promise anything. He will fall. And when he falls, the Empire will not only have a Sith Lord at its head, it will have the father of the next generation of Skywalkers on its side. And that means there is no future. There is no hope. There is only the Empire. Forever." Obi-Wan stared at her. She was right. She was also terrifying. He had seen Anakin in the Senate hallway with yellow eyes. He had felt the dark side growing in the boy like a vine. If Anakin learned about the twins, he would do exactly what Padme said. He would go to Palpatine. He would give everything. "What do you want me to do?" Obi-Wan asked. "Hide them," Padme said. "Hide them in plain sight. Train one of them if the time comes. Keep them apart, Master Kenobi. Apart but safe. Swear it to me. Today. Right now. Before I leave this room." Obi-Wan looked at the tea. He looked at his hands. He thought about the boy he had raised. He thought about the man that boy had become. He thought about the worst-case future. The Empire at Palpatine's hand. Anakin as its right arm. And inside Anakin's arms, 2 children who had never known the sun. "I swear it, Padme." She let out a breath she had been holding for 5 months. "Then I have done what I needed to do. Now, there is a thing I cannot tell you. There is a reason I came to see you tonight instead of just sending a message. I could not risk the Force being read by anyone. Not Yoda, not Mace, not even Anakin." "What is it?" Padme looked at him. Her eyes were wet. "I am going to Mustafar," she said. "Tonight. Anakin has asked me to come. He says he has something to show me. He says he has saved the Republic. He is afraid, Master Kenobi. Something has happened to him." Obi-Wan's heart went cold. "Padme, wait." But she was already standing. She squeezed his hand. "If I do not come back," she said, "raise my children as if they were your own. Hide them. Save them. Whatever it costs you, save them." She left. Obi-Wan sat alone with the tea. 24 hours later, the galaxy changed forever, but it changed differently. Padme's ship landed on Mustafar under the cover of a sandstorm. Anakin met her in the hangar. His eyes were wild. His robes were black. His lightsaber hung at his hip like a snake ready to strike. The Force around him was no longer blue. It was yellow. It was heavy. It tasted of oil and metal and the blood of children. "I have brought peace to the Republic," he said. "I am more powerful than any Jedi. I am going to save everyone I love from death. You, the twins, the galaxy itself. I am the chosen one. I am going to free Mother." Padme watched him. The man she had married was not the man in front of her. The man she had married had been young, fierce, kind. He had spent his 13th birthday trying to fix a droid for her. He had wept at his mother's grave and held her hand and watched her. The man in front of her was something else, something with yellow edges. "Anakin," she said, "what have you done?" But before he could answer, Obi-Wan Kenobi stepped out of the shadows of Padme's ship. Anakin's lightsaber ignited. The blade was red. The sound filled the hangar like a scream. "Padme?" Anakin said. "I asked Obi-Wan to come," Padme said softly. "I needed him to see what had happened to you. I hoped, I prayed, that if he stood between us, you would not do what you are about to do." "What am I about to do?" "Padme? Kill him, Anakin. You are about to kill him." The word kill landed like a blade. Anakin's face twisted. The yellow rose. The dark side swelled. But it did not yet fill him, because Obi-Wan was here, and Obi-Wan was the last face Anakin had seen on the slave barge, on 1,000 diplomatic flights, in a Jundland hut when the boy was 12. "You brought him to betray me," Anakin said. "I brought him to save you." Anakin raised his blade. Obi-Wan raised his. The duel was about to begin. But before the first blow could land, before the dark side could finish what it had started, Padme did something no one expected. She threw herself between them. "Stop!" Her hands were on Anakin's chest. Her belly was between their blades. There was no way to fire without cutting through her. The red blade of Anakin's saber hovered 2 inches from her stomach, and from inside her stomach, 2 small suns moved. Anakin froze. The Force sang. He felt them, 2 bright points, like small hearts, kicking and turning against each other. He felt Padme's life tied to theirs. He felt Obi-Wan's shock. He felt his own breathing, ragged, broken. "What?" Anakin said. "Your children," Padme whispered. "Twins, a girl and a boy. They are strong in the Force. They are everything you were meant to be." Anakin's blade fell. His eyes were still yellow, but only halfway now, and at the edges, something blue remained, something the dark side could not yet crush. "I don't understand," Anakin said. "I know," Padme said, "but I'm going to explain it, and you are going to listen, because if you don't, the Empire will rise, and it will not only have a Sith Lord on Mustafar, it will have a Sith Lord who has just murdered his own children in the womb, even if he did not mean to." Anakin's knees buckled. Obi-Wan caught him before he hit the floor, and in that one small act, Obi-Wan catching the boy again, the way he had caught him on the slave barge a lifetime ago, the future of the galaxy forked twice, once toward light, once toward dark. Padme had done it. She had saved the future without losing anyone. Not yet. The dark side did not rise. It had been denied. The lava river banked below them like a wound in the earth. Anakin sat on the edge of the plateau. Padme sat beside him. Obi-Wan stood a few feet away, watching. The duel had not happened. The fight had been denied. The future was sitting on a black stone in the middle of a burning planet, with a pregnant woman holding his hand and a Jedi Master guarding the slope. Anakin's lightsaber lay in the dust between them. Off. The red blade was hidden. "I don't know how to come back," Anakin said. His voice was small. He sounded 19 again, the boy from Tatooine who had been afraid of sandstorms and who had not understood why they had to leave his mother. "There is a way," Obi-Wan said quietly. "There is always a way. But it requires that you let go of control, that you accept that you cannot save everyone, that you trust the Force to be what it is, and not the dark side dressed up as your fatherly love." "Anakin," Padme said gently, "you have become what you feared, but you can stop, right here, right now. You can lay the blade down." Anakin looked at the lava river far below. "If I lay the blade down," he said, "Palpatine will kill me. He will kill the children. He will kill you. Then we run," Obi-Wan said. Anakin looked up. "Run where?" "I don't know," Obi-Wan said, "but I have a friend on Palis Massa and Bail Organa in the Senate, and Yoda on Dagobah. We buy time. We hide the children. We plan. We do not let the Empire rise with you standing next to it. There is no other Sith." "There will be," Obi-Wan said. "We will find one. We will place them in your place when the time comes. A fake Vader, a duplicate. We will tell Palpatine you died on Mustafar. We will let the Empire rise in shadow, and we will wait for 2 children to be old enough to bring it down." Padme's eyes widened. "You want me to fake my death? If we do it right," Obi-Wan said. "Yes." Anakin stared at the river. Then, slowly, he picked up his lightsaber. Obi-Wan tensed, but Anakin did not ignite it. He held it in his hands, both hands, and he looked at Obi-Wan. He looked at Padme. And he knelt, and he bowed his head. "I trust you," he said. It was the first time the boy from Tatooine had trusted anyone since he left his mother's arms. Obi-Wan placed a hand on Anakin's shoulder. "Then we begin." Above them, the sandstorm cleared. The clouds broke. And for the first time in days, 2 suns lit the slope of Mustafar. The first sun was a star, the second was a woman, and the third, the one Obi-Wan could not yet see, was a pair of children, not yet born, whose names would shake the Empire a generation later. The name would not be hidden forever. The names would shake the galaxy down to its bones, and the names would be the names of two pieces of sky. Luke, Leia. Paulus Massa was small and gray and smelled of recycled air. Padme was placed in a medical bay. The machines hummed. The midwife moved quickly, with a face that said she had seen too many births at the edge of death. Anakin sat beside her, his face drawn, his eyes more human now than they had been in months. Obi-Wan was in the corridor outside, talking fast and low to Bail Organa through a hololink. "We need a ship," Obi-Wan said. "We need a place. 2 places. One on Alderaan, one on Tatooine. Both hidden, both deep, both off every map." Bail nodded. His face was pale. His hand was on the shoulder of his wife Breha. "I'm already moving. How long until the Emperor notices?" "Maybe less." "Then move tonight." Inside, Padme screamed. Luke came first, purple with screaming, his fists the size of plums. The midwife placed him in Padme's arms. Padme kissed his forehead and cried. "Luke," she whispered. The midwife brought Leia to her then. Padme held her daughter next, and she said that name too, and the air in the medical bay seemed to bend around it. 2 children, 2 pieces of a future. The man she loved was in the corridor. The man she had trusted as a father was pulling a holo recorder from his robes. Then, from the corridor, a voice. Obi-Wan turned. Bail's face was on the holo screen. Bail's face was pale. "They're coming." The Empire had found them. Anakin looked at Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan looked at Padme. Padme looked at her children. "Then we go," Obi-Wan said. Anakin stood. He pulled out his lightsaber. He ignited it. The blue blade, his real blade, the Jedi blade he had hidden, was back in his hand. He had kept it hidden for months. He had shown no one but Palpatine the Red One. He had been, in his own small way, a double agent inside his own fall. Now, Blue fought for her. "Stay with them," Anakin told Obi-Wan. "Get them onto Bail's ship." "What about you?" "I am going to be a noise," Anakin said. "I am going to be a noise that buys you 20 minutes. Anakin walked out into the corridor. 3 stormtroopers came around the corner. He cut them down, not to kill, but to disable. He had learned, somehow, in the last 6 months, to fight without killing. The dark side was still there, but he held it like a leash. He breathed through it. Obi-Wan ran out with Luke in a blanket. Padme ran with Leia. Anakin covered them. Bail's ship was waiting on the landing pad. The ramp was down. "Go!" Anakin shouted. "Not without you!" Padme screamed. Her voice was breaking. Her arms were full. "Go! I'll follow. I'll find you. I swear on the children." She watched him until the ramp closed. Anakin turned and faced the rest of the stormtroopers. 20 of them, then 50, then 100. He did not run. He did not hide. He stood in the corridor, and he cut them down, one by one, until the air smelled of ozone and smoke. Then he walked, alone, through the hangar bay. He walked into the strategic command of the ship. He walked into the throne room where Palpatine was waiting. "You let her escape," Palpatine said. "I let everyone escape," Anakin said. "You have failed, my boy." "You are right," Anakin said. "I failed you. I failed the Jedi. I failed myself. I failed the children. Now, let me fail you too." He attacked. The duel was short. It was vicious. It was the dark side versus the dark side, but Anakin was no longer afraid. The fear had left him the moment he held his son's fist, the moment he kissed his daughter's head. He was not fighting to save himself. He was fighting to give his children 100 years. Palpatine screamed. Lightning flew. Anakin blocked it with his bare hands. He did not even feel it. He was beyond pain. Master Yoda walked in through the side door. He had been hiding in the walls. He had been waiting, and he raised his cane. His green lightsaber hummed to life. "Stand down, you will, Sidious," Yoda said. "End this, you must." Palpatine's face went white. Anakin and Yoda fought him together, the apprentice who had been dragged from the dark and the master who had never stopped believing, and they drove the Emperor back, step by step, until he stood at the edge of the throne room window. "You cannot kill me," Palpatine hissed. "The Sith cannot truly die. The Sith can be unmade," Anakin said. "Trust me." She struck. The window shattered. The Emperor fell. Anakin watched him go. His blue eyes did not turn yellow. His breath did not stop. He stood in the throne room of a Sith ship, and he felt, for the first time in 6 months, like a Jedi again. Master Yoda walked to his side. "Return you have, young Skywalker." "I have, Master. And your children. They are safe, for now." "Then save them." "I will." Anakin turned and walked off the ship. The war was not over. The Empire was still rising, for Palpatine did not die that day. Not fully. He had whispered to his followers through the Force. He had planted seeds in 100 worlds, but it would rise without a lord at its head, without a hand, without a voice. And the hand and the voice would rise on 2 different worlds, in 2 different mothers, in 2 different sons and daughters, in 2 different skies. Luke, Leia, 19 years. They were not easy years. Padme had not died in childbirth on Polis Massa, but the story had to be told. Bail Organa had smuggled the news back to the Senate that the senator from Naboo had died at the moment of her children's birth. Her funeral had been held on Naboo. The funeral had been empty. It had been a single wooden box. Inside the box was a small hollow recorder. It was not Padme. It was Anakin. The voice of a father who loved his children spoke to Luke and Leia every year. The voice told them stories of their mother. The voice told them they were safe. The voice told them that one day, when they were ready, they would be brought together. They would find each other in the dark of the Empire. But the voice was careful. The voice was small. Padme and Anakin had agreed. No contact until the twins were old enough to fight. No naming. No inheritance. No Jedi training. Just two children, raised by two families, on two worlds, with no idea who they were. On Alderaan, Bail and Breha Organa had raised Leia. She was a princess. She wore braids. She fired blasters hidden in her sleeves. She was trained from birth to fight in rooms where no one was watching. Bail had taught her. Padme had sent her letters. She remembered her mother's voice. Even at 19, she remembered. On Tatooine, Owen Lars had raised Luke. He was a moisture farmer. He fixed vaporators. He helped Biggs Darklighter rebuild a T-16 Skyhopper in the garage behind the homestead. Biggs was his brother in everything but blood. He was strong in the Force, but he did not know. Owen was careful. Neither twin knew the other. Neither twin knew their mother had named them for the sky and the sister moon. Neither twin knew their father was alive. Neither twin knew he had hidden himself in the Outer Rim, sleeping in a Jedi starfighter behind a moon, waiting for 19 years for the signal from his children. That signal would come, but not yet. Not yet. Far away, in a Jedi temple that was no longer a Jedi temple, an old man sat in meditation. His name was Obi-Wan Kenobi. His beard was white. His eyes were soft. He had not taught anyone the Force in 19 years. He had not even lit his lightsaber. He had watched and watched and watched. He watched Luke. He watched Leia. He had a small hollow recorder Padme had given him the night before Mustafar. He played it once a year. He never tired of it. Hide them, Master Kenobi. Save them. Whatever it costs, save them. Obi-Wan breathed in. He breathed out. He was waiting. The Empire was quiet. The galaxy was quiet in a way only fear can be quiet. The Senate sat at the Emperor's right hand, but the Emperor did not sit at his own right hand. He had become a ghost. Palpatine had whispered through the Force from the throne room of the ship where he had been cast down. He had found followers. He had rebuilt himself. Partly, he had grown a body. He had placed a mask on it. He had built an empire around the mask. But the mask had an outline. The outline looked like Darth Vader, but it was not. The outline was a man named Ralsad, a Sith apprentice, a pretender, a shadow. He was no Anakin. He was no Vader. He was a costume. In the Senate chamber, an Imperial officer stood up. He said, "The Emperor announces a new galactic order. Order 66 is in effect. The Jedi must be hunted. The Jedi must die. It is Kendan." Obi-Wan felt it through the Force. 1,000 Jedi, killed in a single breath. It is Kendan, but not all of them. Yoda hid on Dagobah, in a swamp, behind a root, beneath a gaze only the Force could see. Anakin hid on a moon, in the Outer Rim, in a ship he had not flown in 19 years. Padme hid on Naboo, behind the waterfalls, in Theed Palace, in the Senate as a ghost senator. They all lived. They all waited. The twins stood up, both of them, on both worlds. On Tatooine, Luke Skywalker was 19 years old. He was buying droids in Mos Eisley when a stormtrooper's blaster fired, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's hand came out of the desert wind and caught the bolt in midair. The boy looked up. The old man looked down, and Obi-Wan said, finally, what he had been waiting 19 years to say. "I told you I would be here when you needed me, young one." Idid Maistuad, on Alderaan, Leia Organa was 22. She was running a Senate meeting when the Death Star's shadow fell over her planet. Her hand reached for the hollow recorder at her belt. She pushed the button. The voice of her father spoke. "If you're watching this, then the Empire has come for Alderaan. The Alliance has not yet made its move. And you are old enough to fight. The Force is yours, Leia. Save yourself. Save your brother. Save the galaxy. Ida Sempu." She closed her eyes. She did not cry. The two halves of Padme Amidala's heart were both moving now. Both of them were standing up. Both of them had heard the voice. And they had not yet met. They would. The Alliance had been building for 19 years. Bail Organa had died 2 years earlier. Natural causes, not imperial. But Leia had carried his name, his Senate seat, his list. She had held the Alliance together. She had one weapon, a hollow recorder. The same model Obi-Wan carried. The same model Padme had pressed into his hands 20 years before. She played it for the Alliance Council on Yavin 4. The screen flickered to life. A woman's face appeared. Brown braids, a tired smile. "If you're watching this," Padme said, "then Bail is gone. The Empire has won a war." The Alliance has not yet made its move, and my children are old enough to fight. Leia, you are 22. Your brother is 19. You have never met. You do not know you share blood, but you do, and you must. You must save each other. Luke, if you are watching this, listen to me. Your father was not a monster. He was the boy I married. He was the boy Obi-Wan trained. He was the boy who held you the night you were born. He is not gone. He is waiting for you. He is in pain. But if you call him, if you reach out to him through the Force, he will come. The Empire can be beaten. The Sith can be defeated. The Force does not belong to anyone. It is yours. Both of yours. She looked away. Then she looked back. Save each other. The hollow ended. The council was silent. Leia rose. She did not cry. She did not flinch. She said, "We attack. And we tell my brother everything." The Alliance moved. It moved at the same time the Death Star crossed the system. It moved at the same time the Emperor's voice said, "Fire on Alderaan." Alderaan was gone, but Leia's voice was not. Wedge Antilles kept the Alliance alive on Yavin 4. The X-Wings took off. The TIE fighters attacked. The whole Alliance had been built on Padmé's voice, and Padmé's voice had one message: save each other. The Death Star exploded. The galaxy gasped. And on Yavin 4, Leia received a hollow message from the rebel cell on Tatooine. Luke Skywalker was alive. He had lost a hand. He had seen the Death Star explode from a T-16 Skyhopper. He had watched the sky change color. Leia opened the hollow. Luke's face appeared. "I am your brother," he said. "I know," she said. "I have always known." They had not met. They had never been in the same room, but the Force carried them. The same mother had named both of them. The same father had hidden for both of them. The same hollow recorder had called both of them. They answered at the same moment. The Alliance moved faster now. The Empire's mask, the false Vader, was exposed. The real Vader, the man who had hidden himself for 19 years, rose from his hiding moon. He came home. Anakin Skywalker walked off his starfighter on Yavin 4. He was older. He was scarred. He was blue-eyed. He saw Luke. He saw Leia. He said, "Hello, my children." And the Alliance, which had been a name on a list, became an army of 3,000 ships. Obi-Wan was waiting. He stood on Yavin 4 with his hood up, his cloak blowing in the wind. Luke walked toward him. Leia walked toward him. Behind them, the Alliance closed its ranks. Before them, Obi-Wan smiled, and for the first time in 19 years, his smile reached his eyes. "Children," he said. He hugged them both. He did not say anything. He just held them. Then, he turned. He pointed to the sky. "Your father is up there," he said. They followed his hand. The clone troopers were gone. The Empire's starships were gone. Only one ship remained, a small green and blue ship, parked above Yavin 4 in the dark, hovering low, almost touching the temple. "He's been waiting," Obi-Wan said. "He's been awake, watching. He never lost hope." Luke frowned. "Who? Your father, Luke." The ramp lowered. A figure stepped out. He was in his 40s now. His hair was longer than Leia remembered from the hollow. His eyes were blue, completely, fully, finely blue. He wore Jedi robes. He was lean. He was alive. "Riars." Anakin Skywalker stepped out of the ramp and held his arms out. "Come here, son." Luke walked up the ramp. He hugged his father, and he said, "I am sorry I took so long." Anakin laughed. He had not laughed in 19 years. "I have been waiting," he said. "I have been waiting forever. But you're here now. That's all that matters." He looked at Leia. "You look like your mother," he said. She smiled. "Thank you." Anakin looked up at the stars. "I have a plan," he said. "I have a plan to bring the Empire down. I have been working on it for 19 years. I have been hiding it from Palpatine." "Listen," he told them. He told them everything. He told them about the false Vader. He told them about the Emperor's body in the Outer Rim. He told them about the second Death Star, the one being built in secret above Endor. He told them about the Alliance's 3,000 ships. They listened. And then they did what they had to do. The Empire did not know what hit it. The Alliance attacked. The Death Star exploded. The Emperor's mask, the false Vader, the pretender, the puppet, was exposed and destroyed by Leia's blaster in the Senate chamber on Coruscant. The Emperor's voice, screaming through the Force, said, "Traitor, traitor," and the voice was cut by a green blade. Yoda had arrived. Yoda, who had hidden on Dagobah for 19 years. Yoda, who had never lost hope. Yoda, who had been waiting for this. He struck. Anakin Skywalker drove his green blade through Palpatine's rebuilt heart. The Emperor screamed. He screamed for 1,000 years. The dark side broke, and the order fell, and the Force stood still in its place, watching. Anakin pulled his blade out. He watched the Emperor fall. Then, he turned to his children. They were standing beside him in the throne room of the rebuilt Death Star. They were alive. They were tired. They were smiling. "It is done," he said. Luke took his father's hand. "It is done." Leia took his other hand. "It is done." The Alliance took the Senate. The planets rejoined. The Republic rose again. Bael's name was put on a statue. Padmé's name was put on a school. The Jedi Order reopened, under Luke, under Leia, under the twins who had grown up without each other and had come together to bring the galaxy's longest night to an end. Anakin stepped down. He did not want to lead the Order. He had already led two things, an army and a fall, and he did not want a third. He just wanted to be a father. He wanted to sit under the stars on Tatooine and listen to Luke ask him about pod racing. He wanted to sit with Leia in a Senate hall and watch her ruin an Imperial ambassador with a single question. He wanted to be in the same room as the two pieces of Padmé's heart. He wanted to live, so he did. 23 years after Mustafar, the galaxy was at peace. Padmé Amidala was 68 years old. She had spent 23 years on Naboo, raising her grandchildren, mostly from a distance, but in person where she could. She had stood on the Senate floor and demanded the Republic remember what it had been. She had watched her daughter become the Chancellor. She had watched her son rebuild the Jedi Order from the ground up. Anakin was 78. His hair was fully white. His blue eyes had not changed. He sat with Padmé in the gardens of Theed Palace, listening to the waterfalls. "Do you remember Mustafar?" she asked. "I remember Mustafar. Do you remember what you almost did?" "I remember. And do you remember what you did instead?" He took her hand. "I chose them." Padmé turned her face to her husband. Her hair was gray. Her face was lined. Her eyes were still 26 years old. Inside, the same eyes Luke had. The same eyes Leia had. "I love you, Anakin," she said. "I love you, Padmé." She leaned against him. He leaned against her. The waterfalls fell. The sky went dark and full of stars. Two of those stars, Luke and Leia, sat above Naboo that night, watching their parents through a hololink. They held hands 20 light years apart. They laughed. They had been waiting their whole lives for this. The sky their mother had named them for. The sky that had once been broken. The sky that was finally, fully, balanced. Obi-Wan Kenobi was not present at this conversation. He had died 2 years earlier, peacefully, in his sleep, on Tatooine, with Luke holding his hand. His last words had been simple. "I kept the line unbroken." Throughout the galaxy, on Naboo and Alderaan and Coruscant and the Jundland wastes and 100 rebuilt worlds, children who had never known the Empire began to play. Their mothers sang to them at night. Their fathers held them in the morning sun. They had no idea how close they had come to never existing. They had no idea what Padmé had done. They had no idea what Anakin had chosen. They had no idea what Obi-Wan had carried. But the Force knew. The Force was singing, and the Force was, finally, at peace.